Many things constantly change in our lives. It certainly did and does in mine, but one thing never does and is a constant in my life. It's fear. Fear of starting something new, or more accurately, fear to be judged if you do, fear to fail, or fear to be ridiculed. But at some point in our lives, we have to ask ourselves, whose life do we want to live? And who will carry the weight of regret if you succumb to that fear? Fear is such a small word, isn't it? Just 4 letters. Yet it has the power to shape the choices we make, the paths we take, and even the dreams we dare to pursue. Fear is a natural part of being human. It's what kept our ancestors safe from danger, helped them to survive. But here's the thing. In our modern lives, fear often shows up not to protect us, but to hold us back. It appears when we decide to try something new, when we imagine stepping beyond the safe and familiar. It whispers warnings. What if you fail? What if you're not good enough? Fear is a powerful thing, isn't it? It tells us to stay where we are, where it's safe, where we won't fail, and where we won't be judged. The downside of that is that you stay exactly where you are and you don't grow or learn anything new. When I decided to make a career out of my art, and when I decided to start sort of with teaching and making content, for weeks I avoided making a first step and starting to film my first tutorial because of fear of mispronouncing words, because English is my second language, or maybe sounding ridiculous, or even incompetent. So you constantly have this feeling of not being enough. But here's what I learned. Every time you let fear dictate your actions, you shrink the boundaries of your world. And every time you face them, you expand. And if we listen too closely, fear becomes a wall, a barrier that separates us from the life we want to create. Hi, good morning. Hi, so good morning. Anyway, so... No. Hello, good morning. I'm still trying to figure out that vlogging thing, so bear with me. So today is filming day, and what do I mean by that is I'm filming today a tutorial. So I create 2 tutorials every month, new tutorials, and so today we gotta film one. So I thought I'll take you a little bit behind the scenes and show you what I can and the process of the painting. So because the Christmas is coming soon, we're gonna be painting holly leaf, holly leaf. Let me show you. That's what we painted. When I decided to share my art online, it wasn't just about painting. It was about learning a completely new set of skills. I had to figure out how to film, how to edit, how to do social media, and perhaps the hardest part for me, how to speak. Speaking on camera is intimidating enough, but doing it in my second language, well, that felt paralyzing. I can't even tell you how many times I hesitated to press record, thinking, what if I stumble? What if I sound awkward? What if people don't understand me? And how about my accent? Fear was always there, waiting for me to give up. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. And here's why. I realized something important about fear. So now I'm gonna have to take you and attach you to the overhead tripod and replace you with a phone. So I'm sorry if the footage is not gonna be as nice. It isn't a sign to stop. It's a signal that we are standing at the edge of something meaningful. And when I thought about regret, the regret of not doing it in the future felt way bigger than overcoming a shame of messing up. Fear shows up when we truly care. It's there because we are about to step into unknown, to grow, to stretch beyond the boundaries of who we are today. And that's exactly why it's worth facing. The palette, if you are wondering, is from a poppy painting we did with my patron students. This one. So I am thinking to finish it all and make prints for my patrons for the Mail Club subscribers. But let's be honest, facing fear isn't easy. It is very uncomfortable. It feels vulnerable, like walking into a room where you don't know anyone, or trying something new in front of an audience that might be judging you. So how do we do it? How do we move forward when it feels so much safer to stay still? I have learned a few things along the way, lessons that have helped me not just to face fear, but use it as a tool for growth. And I'm still trying to practice them myself. I'm not saying I always succeed and I am completely fearless, quite the opposite of that. But today I want to share some of those tools that I've learned, hoping that some of them might help you. Start small. Fear often feels overwhelming because we imagine the entire journey all at once. We think about the finished product, the big goal, and it feels impossible. But you don't have to conquer the whole mountain today. Just take one step. So the most important message here is don't try to get everything ready perfectly before you make the first step. If you wait until the perfection, most likely you will never start. For me, that meant starting with what I had. My first video went perfect, my lighting wasn't great, my editing was clumsy, and I stumbled over my words more times than I can count. But I pressed record anyway because I knew that perfection wasn't the goal, progress was. And that didn't come to me easily. My husband used to say all the time that if you wait for perfection, then you won't ever achieve anything. So the most important thing is to do it and learn from experience. And that is the beauty of starting small. Each tiny step builds momentum. Each attempt, no matter how imperfect, brings you closer to where you want to be. Because a small step is achievable. You don't need to look at the whole journey all at once. Just take the first step and focus on that. And how do you find out what are those first steps? That's knowledge. Knowledge too is a powerful antidote to fear. And I don't mean that now you need to know everything there is to know before you start something. I'm talking about basics. When we begin to learn the basics of something unfamiliar, fear often shrinks, giving way to curiosity and confidence, most importantly. Observing others who have walked the same path reminds us that what seems insurmountable is in fact achievable. Knowledge eliminates the unknown, turning daunting challenges into a series of manageable steps. As we study, practice, and gain understanding, fear transforms from a formidable wall into a stepping stone, reminding us that the more we know, the less power uncertainty holds over us. And in this day and age, there's so much information for us to find just in the comfort of our home. And that's why I'm so proud to announce today's video sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare has marked a beginning of my career where I posted my very first watercolor painting class, and I have been a teacher there ever since. In this December, Skillshare is also exploring the theme of reflection. As a creative myself, I have been wanting to try other art mediums, and one in particular has my interest: polymer clay sculpting. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, with thousands of classes led by industry experts across film, illustration, design, art, freelance, productivity, and more.
I'm going to basically share every single thing I know about productivity.
Skillshare can help you take your career, skills, hobbies, passions, or just side hustles to the next level. And as I dive into offering you more vlog-style videos, I'm currently learning everything I can on cinematography and filmmaking. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So get started today. Next, name your fear. Fear thrives in shadows. When we ignore it, it grows, taking on shapes and proportions that aren't real. But when we stop and name it, When we say, am I afraid of being judged? Am I afraid of failing? Am I afraid of not being enough? We bring fear into the light, and in that light, it begins to shrink. Think about it this way. Naming your fear doesn't make it go away, but it does take away its power to control you. Once you know what you're dealing with, you can begin to work through it. And very often, saying your fear out loud, like, am I afraid to fail or being ridiculed? When you say that out loud, it really makes it smaller because you realize how ridiculous that is when we talk about something that your life or happiness depends on. So that brings me to the next point, reframe your failure. Fear tells us that failure is the worst thing that can happen. It whispers, don't try because if you fail, you'll prove you're not good enough. But the truth is, failure is not the end, it's part of the process. Every mistake I have made has taught me something valuable. Every stumble has shown me where I can grow. When we stop seeing failure as a verdict and start seeing it as a teacher, fear begins to lose its grip. Remember what Michael Jordan said? I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. So the painting is finished, and I decided that this painting would be our print of the month for the Mail Club Patreon subscribers. So what I'm gonna do now is I will remove the background so that we have a very nice background for the prints, print them out and package them. Another powerful way to overcome fear is to focus on curiosity instead of judgment. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Try asking, what might I learn? What if trying something new wasn't about getting it right, but about exploring, discovering, or having fun? So you can see how the background is a little bit off-white. It's not completely white, and it has the texture of the paper and little kind of splatters and hairs and dots, and just you can see how just uneven it is. So what I do for every print, I cut out the image and place it on a white background. I place a background under the copy of the image so that it would be easier for me to see where I'm cutting it out. I cut out and it's just easier for me to see. But I'm gonna work on my board, so I need to connect it now. Curiosity is a wonderful antidote to fear. It shifts your focus from the outcome of the experience, from perfection to playfulness. And when you approach a journey with curiosity, fear becomes less of a barrier and more of background noise. I remember this one quote from a book, Big Magic, written by Elizabeth Gilbert. You might also know her from a book or a movie, Eat, Pray, Love. And in that book, Big Magic, she was talking about creativity and how curiosity is the way to go through life. And she says, creative living is choosing the path of curiosity over the path of fear. I also had one order to fulfill of this grape, so now let's make it. It also helps to surround yourself with support. Fear can make us feel isolated, like we are the only ones struggling. But the truth is, everyone faces fear. Everyone. Find people who believe in you, friends, family, mentors, or even an online community of like-minded creators. Their encouragement can lift you when fear feels too heavy and you feel like it might take over. So the next couple of days I'm gonna spend editing the tutorial. So let's go and do that now. And don't forget to encourage yourself too. Be your own cheerleader. Speak to yourself with kindness as you would to a friend who's trying something new.
Hello, guys! So maybe on Saturday or Sunday we go to our Christmas tree.
We're gonna decorate Christmas tree.
Yes, I'm so excited. And guess what, guys? It's almost Christmas! And this is my ice cream. Okay, just come out.
Oh, you want me to show them your ice cream? Okay.
Yes. This is my ice cream, guys. So the sparkles on the corners, there's far to shine bright. Record it back to me now. Record it back to me.
I think I need to stop making videos. I think you need to start making videos. You're way better at it than me. I need to go work a little bit more, okay? Can I?
No.
Would you let me?
No, guys. She can't walk. Guys.
I always remember a video I've seen a while ago. I'm sorry I can't remember who said it, but the idea was when you start talking negatively and you start letting fear creep in and crowd your judgment, what do you say to yourself inside your head? Is that something you would say to your child or to your best friend? If not, then why do you think you can speak to yourself like that? So instead of saying, I'm terrible at this, try saying, I'm learning, I'm improving, I'm growing. It might feel strange at first, but words have power. The way you talk to yourself shapes the way you see yourself. So find the affirmations that work for you, that make your day brighter and motivates you. And finally, hold on to your why. Why do you want to try this in the first place? Why does it matter to you? For me, it's about more than just painting. It's about connection to myself. It's about enjoying my life most days, feel fulfilled, feel like I'm doing something that matters. It's about inspiring others to create, to explore, to dream, teach them. When fear feels overwhelming, reconnecting with your purpose can remind you why it's worth pushing through. Your why is your anchor, your guide, and your source of strength. Fear will always be there, standing at the edges of your dreams. But courage is not the absence of fear. It's the choice to act in spite of it. Each time you take a step forward, you weaken fear's hold and strengthen your own courage. And remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Celebrate the small victories. Every imperfect attempt is a success. Every time you press your cord, pick a brush, or do anything that you're passionate or curious about, you're proving to yourself that fear doesn't get to decide. You do.